In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a musical walker in Second Life using Adobe Soundbooth. There are 4 things you will need: a loopable sound clip, Adobe Soundbooth, basic knowledge of building in LSL, and 10 lindens for the upload fee. Don't worry, I will walk you through it. Now, I strongly suggest the clip you want to be made into the walker be loopable, otherwise it is going to sound like absolute shit. Unless you're trolling, please take care to loop your sound properly. For the sake of this tutorial, I chose Rammstein's Firefly and Rob Tier's Polarvargen to show you how to loop a clip using 3 different methods. Now first, you're going to want to open up Adobe Soundbooth, as you can see right here. Now I'm going to drag my clip in here. Alright, the bit I want to loop is this first one right here. Now the bit I want to loop is right here, the beginning of Rammstein's Firefly. And none of that other stuff. Now in order to do that, I'm going to use the first method. And the first method is pretty straightforward. You loop a sound or melody from its beginning to its end. So I'm going to cut all of this out right here. Alright, and this beginning. We don't want the silence here. Now, there is a button down here that says loop playback, and whenever you're working with any sound clips, you want to make sure you have that ticked. Alright, now you heard that, right? It's a little seam at the end. So we can't use the first method. We're going to have to use the second method. Sometimes you get a sound clip or melody that is difficult to loop without a seam or garbled static towards the end. In this case, you want to cut the sound midway and sort of patch it together. In other words, the beginning of the clip might be the middle and the end might be the beginning. So in this case, if you can hear it towards the end, it sounds like the beginning. So I'm going to cut towards the end so I can loop it seamlessly with this beginning melody. Not quite there yet. Just keep cutting until it loops with your beginning. Almost there. And there you have it. Alright, now you're going to want to export this for Second Life. First, we're going to want to save it as WAV, or wave. I'm just going to call this Rammstein Walker. Now here, you're going to want to make sure it's uncompressed, and the sample rate needs to be set to 44.1. The sample type needs to be set to 16-bit, and the channels needs to be mono. Second Life only accepts this right here for the sound clips. Now you need to double check the mono to make sure no pigtails were left behind, because when you save in a different format, occasionally there'll be a little thing of silence towards the beginning or the end, and you can see here there is not. So let's make sure it still sounds good. Alright, And the part I'm going to loop is the beginning. The thing to keep in mind here, when you're working with your sound clip, make sure you leave uh, a little bit of what you don't want to loop at the end so you have more wiggle room to cut. Now first I'm going to cut off this beginning. Let's get to looping. Very simple. Now, if you're anything like me, you do not like Linden Labs Viewer and prefer Firestorm. So I'm going to show you how to make the walker in Firestorm. I'm sorry, I will not use Viewer 2. Now, after you've uploaded your walker, start out, just create a simple prim. Make it very, very small, small as it can go. Be sure to name it. Alright, in the Content tab, click the button New Script or whatever button creates the script in your viewer. And let's erase all this default stuff. And paste in the script that should be in the description. Alright, now where it says sound clip here, erase that and type in exactly what you named your walker, otherwise it will not work. You can also paste the asset UUID. That will work. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to type in the name of the clip. Then click Save. And go ahead and drag in your sound. Alright, texture. Make sure it's transparent. Then go ahead and get your walker in your inventory. And click Add. You might want to attach it to a different point than your hand because lots of mesh is attached there and you don't want it to leave you naked. Let's see, I'll just attach it to my mouth. Alright, that is how you make a walker on Second Life.